Today, we'll be taking a look at a strategy that is still working, that is much better than the entertaining books or witless quick picks. So I do encourage you to pay very close attention to this. Also share this with others that you know that plays the game Pick 3. This could really help them out that plays weekly. Right now, we're looking at the state of Maryland. Maryland is a state with 2 drawings a day, 7 days a week. And this is September 2020, their midday overall column results. Okay, so if you've been with me since the very beginning, or if you've been exploring this channel, you know exactly what this is. The number on the left-hand side represents each and every day for the month of September. The number on the right represents which column that played for that specific day. Now you may refer to columns as the hit sum of the day. I recommend that you wait 13 to 15 days and allow for your state to manifest a pattern. See which column they're playing from the most, see which column they're playing from the least, and see which column is not playing at all. And this will help you minimize your combination selections and also prepare you for bigger hits. Okay, so as we look at this, we can see that on the 1st of September, they played from the 4 column. And on the 2nd of September, they played on the 0 column. Okay, on the 7th of September, they came back to the 4 column. And on the 8th of September, the 7th column followed the flip. On the 12th of September, they came back to the 4 column. And on the 13th, the 0 column followed, just like in the beginning of the month. Okay, and we can see towards the end of the month, on the 29th, they played from the 4 column. And on the 30th, they play from the 4 column again. Okay, so these are patterns. These are the type of things you want to look for. These are the things that's going to minimize those combination selections and also prepare you for bigger hits. Okay, so if I was playing this drawing on the 12th, when the 4 column came back, I definitely would have considered combinations coming from column 0, but also column 7, okay? According to these 2 patterns that happened earlier in the month, okay? So for this, we decided to use the tic-tac-toe basic strategy plus and minus, along with the mirror of the plus and minus, okay? So if you're familiar with tic-tac-toe, you already know what this is. Now I'm gonna tell you exactly why we chose to use this strategy, okay? Something special happened every time they played column 4 throughout the month the very next day, okay? So we used the combination that played on the 12th, 2, 5, 7 from column 4. We use that combination in our tic-tac-toe grids, okay? Going diagonal in the plus and diagonal in the minus. Okay, once we finished those, we converted them to their mirrors. So I knew that I was going to be looking for combinations coming from column 0 and column 7, okay? According to these 2 patterns that happened earlier in the month. Now remember, both of these columns both have 22 combinations apiece. So I want to find all the combinations I can for both of these columns and all 4 of these tic-tac-toe grids. I'm looking for a total of 44 combinations, okay? So from column 0, these were all the combinations I found. And from column 7, these were all the combinations I found, okay? We're talking a total of about 23 combinations out of 44. Okay, now it's easy to find all these combinations from these columns in these tic-tac-toe grids by having a columns workbook or a columns quick sheet. And I do provide that. All you have to do is email me. And this makes it easier when you're doing your strategies, how to take the combinations out of the columns. So if I would have used this strategy, I definitely would have played all 23 of these combinations, and I definitely would have used this strategy, and I'll tell you why. So I would have played all these combinations, okay, on the 13th, and sure enough, 316, okay, right here in the minus tic-tac-toe grid, I would have caught the hit, okay? It was worth it because of what happened throughout the month with this column 4, okay? So I want to show you and take a look what happened every time they played column 4 throughout the month. All right, check this out, Maryland. We can see that on the 1st of September, when they started with column 4, the combination they played was 400. So we can see by putting that combination in a tic-tac-toe strategy, the plus, the very next day from column 0, the combination that was played was 406. So it was in the plus tic-tac-toe strategy, okay? The second time when they played column 4 on the 7th, the combination they played was 257, okay? The same combination they played on the 12th from column 4. So we can see that the tic-tac-toe plus strategy worked again the very next day on the 8th, okay? From column 7, they played 980 right here. So it was in the plus tic-tac-toe strategy again from column 4. And we just went over the 12th and the 13th, okay? And they used the same combination. So of course, I definitely would have tried the same strategy, okay? And we can see at the end of the month, even though they did a continuation of column 4 to end the month on the 29th, the combination they played was 680, okay, from column 4. So we can see that this combination and the minus tic-tac-toe mirror, okay, this combination was there, 194. So every single time column 4 played the very next day, the plus and minus mirror tic-tac-toe strategy worked, okay? Every single time the 4 column played. This is why it's very important to monitor exactly what your state is doing instead of paying attention to those books, because your state is going to give you the facts and the stats that you need to win this game on a weekly basis. Learn how to win by watching this channel and the strategies on this channel. Learn how to minimize those combination selections and learn how to prepare for bigger hits. Now we're looking at the state of Nebraska. Nebraska is a state with only one drawing a day, 7 days a week, and this is September 2020, the overall column results, okay? So we can see that on the 8th of September, they played from the 1 column. And on the 9th of September, the 1 column repeated. And on the 10th of September, they played the 8 column, the reverse flip. And on the 11th, they played the 6 column, okay? On the 14th, the 1 column came back. And on the 15th, the 8 column followed, the reverse flip. And on the 16th, the 6 column followed, okay? So you can see this pattern, okay? And on the 21st, the 1 column came back again. And on the 22nd, the 4 column followed, okay? We'll talk about this later. But these are the type of patterns you want to look for, okay? They will help you minimize those combination selections and prepare for those big hits, okay? So if I was playing this drawing on the 14th, when the 1 column came back, I definitely would have considered combinations coming right back from column 1 or column 8, okay? According to this pattern that happened earlier in the month, okay? So for this, we decided to use a basic tic-tac-toe strategy, a plus and minus, also the mirror of the plus and minus. So if you're familiar with tic-tac-toe, you already know what this is. If you're familiar with mirror numbers, you know how they pair up. So we're using a combination that played on the 14th, the day before, 047 from column 1, okay? We're using that combination. And this is the way it came out straight on the 14th. So we take that combination and we put it in both of these tic-tac-toe grids, the plus and the minus going diagonal. So we're adding up in the plus and we're subtracting up in the minus. After they are completed, we take them and convert them into the mirror tic-tac-toe grids, okay? So from all 4 of these grids, I knew that I was going to be looking for combinations coming from column 1 and column 8, according to this pattern that I saw earlier in the month. Now remember, each individual column only has 22 combinations to choose from. So I want to find all the combinations I can from both of these columns, okay? And all 4 of these grids. We're talking a total of 44 combinations I'm looking for out of all 4 of these grids, okay? So for column 1, you can see what I found. And from column 8, you can see what I found, okay? A total of 21 combinations, okay? That's all I could find out of 44, okay? It was very easy to look for these combinations because I had a quick sheet, a columns quick sheet, or I could have used my columns workbook. And if you would like any one of those, all you have to do is email me, okay? And it makes it much easier when you're doing your strategies to look for combinations in certain columns, okay? So if I would have used this strategy, okay, I definitely would have played all these combinations, okay? But I definitely would have used this strategy anyway, and I'm gonna tell you why, okay? because we need to get back to this pattern. But on the 15th, sure enough, they played 297 from column 8, and both mirror tic-tac-toes of the plus and minus. So this definitely would have been a hit for me, okay? If I would have played all 21 of these combinations, some of your states, they allow 50 cents box. That would have been $10.50. I would have got the box hit for $40. Some of your states, you have to pay the dollar, but you still would have got your money back, okay? And been ready for the next day. And I'm gonna show you why. Check this out. So we know that the winning combination on the 15th was 297 from column 8, okay? So they chose to go with the 1 and 8 pattern instead of repeating the 1. So on the 15th, they played the 297. We used the same exact strategy, okay? We used on the 14th from column 1, the plus and minus, and the mirror of the plus and minus, okay? Now we know that we were going to be looking for combinations coming from column 6 because of this pattern that happened earlier, okay? So we pulled out all the combinations from column 6, you know, all 22 that we can find from this column from all 4 of these grids, okay? So we found a total of 11. So I definitely would have played the same strategy again and played these combinations, and sure enough, on the 16th, they played 097 in the plus tic-tac-toe grid and the minus mirror. So this definitely would have been a hit for me, okay? Now I need to explain to you why I would have used this strategy, okay, on the 14th and 15th and would have caught both hits on the 15th and 16th. I need to show you exactly why I would have used this strategy, okay? It's very important. Check this out. Now, before I show you this, I want to explain on the 21st when they played column 1, and then on the 22nd they played column 4, okay? So we've already talked about this with other states. When a pattern manifests, okay, and then a certain column comes back where the pattern could repeat, they go in a different direction. Sometimes they play a column they played 10 days from the date, or 20 days from the date, or something from last month, a pattern from last month, or a pattern from last year, same month. This is why it's very important to have your overall column results. So if you live in Nebraska, you know why column 4 played on the 22nd, okay? On the 9th, when they played column 1, okay, the combination they played was 560, okay? So on the 10th, when they played column 8, okay, I could have researched and explored this channel, find a strategy to find a winning combination that played on the 10th from column 8, which was 756, okay? So we can see that the plus and minus strategy worked from the 9th and 10th, okay? Same thing it did from the 14th and 15th. It worked on the 9th and 10th, okay? It was in the minus, tic-tac-toe, and also the plus mirror, the winning combination, 756, okay? That played on the 10th from column 8, okay? So on the 10th, when they played 756, we used the same exact strategy, okay? Looking for column 6, okay? Just like right here. So we would have played the same strategy just to see, and the winning combination that they played on the 11th was 420, okay, from column 6. So we would have saw that this strategy worked on the 9th to the 10th and the 10th to the 11th. So when this pattern came back, I definitely would have tried it on the 14th to the 15th and the 15th to the 16th, and I would have caught a hit on the 15th and 16th, okay? Just from monitoring exactly what my state was doing and finding which strategies that work best for my state, okay? This is why it's very important to explore this channel. This is why it's very important to monitor exactly what your state is doing, okay? Entertaining books is not going to give you this information, okay? They're going to give you the numbers that they want you to play, just like the lottery system wants you to play, okay? Learn to monitor exactly what your state is doing, minimize those combination selections, and prepare for the big hit by exploring this channel. If you found this information useful, I do encourage you to share with others that you know that plays the game Pick 3 and also use this tic-tac-toe workout. Always remember, it's always better to give than receive, and the more you learn, the more you earn. Take care, everybody.